Hello,
What's up,
party
what's up?
people. We have people in the chat already. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the HVA-Chicks radio show. Should be a good one. What do we have to talk about this week, Danny? We have no book club this week again because Jennifer can't get her shit together. Imagine it. But we will be back, I swear, next week when I'm back from Massachusetts. So that should be good. And then we had training today. Jimmy led training today. He started on the NEC codes for mechanical. So you guys, if you haven't watched that, right on the same YouTube channel, check it out. It was live earlier today. And then let's see. We have next week, we have another class that is, we're going to be moving into manual J, S, and D. So Jimmy and I will get together. We will walk through kind of like the theoretical application as well as the actual application, the in-person application. So check it out. Yeah, you're right. Not the NEC, the National Mechanical Code. I always say NEC when I think code, even though it's electrical. Yeah, so let's go through the chat real quick. Who do we got, Danny?
We got Jimmy, HVAC teacher. Liliana's in the house. I see Josh Abraham. HVAC mom Jamie, Mr. Tom Scotia.
Hey, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Seriously, this show is becoming something I actually like truly enjoy. So thank you for being here. I'm going to run through because I forgot to. You guys, we will have commercials on this episode. I'm going to put one up now and then we'll get into the show and we'll just play them as they go. So huge thank you to our sponsors. Let's start off with... Oh. .207customs.com is your hub for all your HVA-Chicks merch needs. If you guys are looking for a hat, a shirt with the HVA-Chicks logo, a tumbler, HVA-Chicks radio show, you name it, it's on 207customs.com. Use code HVAC10 at checkout. 207customs.com is your hub for all your HVA-Chicks merch needs. If you guys one of these days.
Whoops.
All right. So, yeah, I'll get better at that. But anyway, let's talk about our guests tonight. So this is a leftover show from the other podcast. I wanted to make absolute sure. I've been waiting like a year to have this episode. So I want to make damn sure we had it on this show. So there are some content creators that group together in the Instagram scene, in the social media scene, right? And some of them are really, really good. Some of them really, really aren't. But one of them is really, really the best. And that group is the A-Team. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Mr. Matt and Jason. What's up, party people?
What's up?
I got my A-Team shirt on.
Yeah, Val's rocking the awesome hat. Looking very dapper there, Val.
Thanks.
All right, guys. So what I want to do is ask you first to tell everybody. I know, but our listeners don't. I want to know, what is the A-Team? What do you do? Where did you start out? And then we'll get into some individual stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to kick this off just briefly, and then I'm going to pass it over to the man, the myth, the legend that's joining us tonight. And really, the A-Team is a collection of social media influencers that are Red Seal certified skilled trades workers. So we're predominantly in this group HVAC technicians and plumbers. However, we don't discriminate against any Red Seal trades in Canada. Anybody within Canada that has a Red Seal and embodies the core philosophies of the A-Team is always welcome to join our ragtag group. And the entire idea behind the A-Team is this fine gentleman, Jason, that we're lucky to have enough join us tonight. And I'll let him fill in more details about that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Thanks, Matt. I'm Jason. Absolutely. I mean, we're only about the people that bring the content and those Canadian influencers that show up to shows to educate, meet the trades. I mean, he's giving me credit, but I mean, all the credit's due for the guys that are out there and girls that are doing that work and influencing, right? Influencing in a good way. I mean, the biggest thing, I mean, as you know, HVAC, it takes a lot of tickets, right? I mean, you got to be electrician, plumber, refrigerant. There's a lot of people retiring. There's a lot of need, a lot of demand, and that education from anywhere from a high school to a tech school to a trade show, the A team's out there. And we're out at trade shows all the time now. We're getting booths. We've had a ton of momentum, and it's definitely the Canadian misfits, like you're saying. I mean, we have a lot of fun too. It's cool. It's we just enjoy it, and it's really great to get together and to have opportunities for people to meet different experienced trades in the field.
Absolutely. Love
Awesome.
it. You guys were, when I first came into the trade, before I ever had any experience in social media whatsoever, I was like, Skillcat asked me to run their TikTok, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is, but sure, I'll check it out. And the first people I came across was the A team. I'm like, thank God these people exist, because I would be a novice already up in here. But you guys, Jess, I mean, do you guys have a list of like the members that you can just throw out there? Because I wish we could have them all on here, but there are way too many of you to fit on one screen.
Yeah, it looks like Jason's already got it cleared up.
Awesome.
I mean, okay, I'll run through the list here. We got HVAC Jesse, you just mentioned, Matt Waxer, Terrence Impetus, you got Gary McCready, Jason Norman, HVAC J 604, Brandy, and then you have Rob, R&J Mechanical, Pipe Wench, Leslie. You can't forget about Jason Connors, Chief from Golf. And then you got Chill Guy, Ty out in Calgary, Ice Master Ty, HVAC Deal, Jay the Plumber. You got HVAC Foodie, Vader, HVAC Rach, Shauna Pedal. The list goes not too much longer, I promise. But Gordon, Adam, Gordon Bob Plumbing, there's Adam, Colin Sadler, you got Ben Thompson, HVAC Strong, Mike Frass, Tyler Dines, and David Withrow. So it's a decent list, and it's growing and growing. The momentum's there.
It's a heavy hitting list.
Up. It is, yeah. There's power behind that list. I appreciate every single member and the time they put. I mean, these are people that are taking a day off of work to do that education piece, right? To send the message. I mean, I'm so appreciative for all their time. I mean, of course, we have a lot of support now. We got trade shows coming up where we're getting free booth space. We're getting the window to get in front of people. The support's there. But in the end of the day, I mean, these are all techs that just have that real common belief and cause. And it's a message that needs to get out there. And the education piece is huge.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, big time.
We love it. Amazing.
That's awesome.
All right. So how did this become a thing?
How did it become a thing? Well, that's a great question.
Jason watched a little
thing
too
that was
much
ever asked in front
80s
of
A team. The letter
Yeah,
A.
right? I mean, the idea behind it, the fun behind it, the play on like A-Team from the 80s show and the van, it was a fun spin-off. The A with the EH, the Canadian A, that worked really well. So the marketing piece behind that's one thing that made it fun and cool. But I mean, really where the momentum started was HVAC Tactical. So shout out to Ben.
Shout out.
We're 4 years into the tactical show as sponsors, and that was the second show. I mean, the first one was actually just in a restaurant in Vegas, and we're so glad to be like an early sponsor from that group, and that's actually gained us a lot of momentum, a lot of education from the team itself, a lot of exposure, and so that started out. I mean, I remember some of the shows like going down as Canadians down in the big US, and you hear out on the stage like, "Hey, shout out to the A team, the Canadians are in house," and it really that's probably the one moment where that came out, and that it really started some momentum. And I'll shout out to Lance as well from Solderwell, because he's the one that was up on stage shooting it out. So at first it was, okay, we got this fun thing going on. We're all talking about being the A team until, okay, we got something here. We're going to build on it. And we're vibing on it. And so the group loved it, and it's no stopping from here on. It's like, this is our year actually, because we have so many shows on the go where it's like, wow, can we do it all? It's fun.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah, we know how that is.
Like what Jason was mentioning.
Right.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, with the A team gaining traction, And as Jason has mentioned, now trade shows are reaching out to Jason and the team at Infra to ask for the A team to actually appear wherever the trade show is, because we have members all across Canada.
Right.
So, for example, we have one coming up this Tuesday. So that's been across my feed a little bit advertising the show. But this coming Tuesday in the Greater Toronto area, I know Jason's coming in from Vancouver for it, so it's going to be great to see him once again at the trade show.
What's that one called?
We have the HRAI Heat Pump Symposium coming up. So it's this coming Tuesday from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's if you want to, get caught up on the latest and greatest in heat pump technology, and also come hang out with some social media influencers at the A-Team booth. Well, that's the event for you to come on out to. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, for like 9 hours.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll be grinding.
Side.
We'll be grinding. It will be grinding. But we got some fun stuff going on. We're going to do a screw contest again. And
yes,
so
I loved that.
It is fun.
We're only 2.5
word of
hours
warning.
from being Canadian. So.
Yeah, we're pretty much Canadians. Just across
word of warning for the screw contest. Don't keep your hand too close to the board. Ran a screw down the side of my hand last time.
Oh,
so the A-Team has literally gotten my blood and sweat. We're still waiting on the tears.
I love it. You guys, so you have some, I was told anyway, a little birdie told me that you guys might have some things that you want to get out there to the public. So this is a really good segue into that. So let's talk about that a little bit.
For sure. So, one thing that we wanted to, get out, we've already mentioned the upcoming Heat Pump Symposium, and we're looking forward to many, many more trade shows. Jason and the marketing team, Simge is doing an awesome job lining up all these different events for the A-Team. However, we talked about all the Canadian members that are, official A-Team members, but we don't discriminate against, adding fantastic people that represent the core values of what the A-Team is. So, to be an official member, you got to be a Canuck and have a red seal. But we have honorary members that we are so stoked and honored to have a part of our movement. And, we send out little swag packs to them. And Jen and Val, you guys absolutely embody, what it means to be an A-Team member. And this is our official announcement that we gladly welcome the both of you into the honorary side of our A-Team membership.
Nice. Thank
greatly
you so
welcome
much.
you guys.
Oh my God,
Thank
Rich
you
from
so much.
Saskatchewan is going to be so proud of me.
Saskatchewan.
He called earlier today and I told him about this show. I have a text. So our tech support line is in Canada now too, because we teamed up with Gary McCready and HVAC Know-It-All. And so I have a caller from Saskatchewan who calls almost every day. And he called today and I told him about the show and he was really excited to see it. He's going to be like, you're an A-Team member. This is crazy. Honorary members unite. I love it. You guys
embody the true philosophy of wanting to better the trade and elevate their trade, elevate our trade each and every single day. And that's exactly what the HVA-Chicks Coalition does.
Oh, we're definitely out here. We're going to do it till we die. I know that.
Yep.
No matter what happens, we're doing it.
Yep.
It's really about that HVAC family, right? I mean,
yes.
Through borders, there's no boundaries, right? Through Canada, through USA, and beyond that, really. Because I mean, you know the groups, the people that are out there connecting and doing that work, spreading the word and meeting together. And we've talked a lot about education, but there's more. There's that social piece, and really, when we're together, we're also sharing our experience, right? And so that's super important. And I mean, I love all the HVAC family. It's been fun. We continue to get more and more events and more support, because I mean that's a big piece now. I mean, we're seeing it this year big time from the shows. I mean, the Heat Pump Symposium that landed on our lap 3 weeks ago, because we were talking. We're planning big on CMPX, and it's like, well, he sold us on CMPX, but by the way, we have this little show coming up, and no problem, we'll do it. Yeah,
and you guys pulled it together in 3 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And then, so like logistics part, I mean, I have a team behind me, like Matt mentioned,
Yeah.
Singay, but I mean, yeah, they can do that. I mean, it's just putting the resource to it. But I mean, it
That's awesome.
for people and the members of the team with short notice to show up to the show. We're having
Yes.
fantastic turnout next week. And so,
Awesome.
I mean, that's a
Right.
big appreciation on my part because, I mean, everyone's adjusting their schedule because they see the opportunity, right? It's like we got to say yes because we know it's going to keep getting better and bigger. And the sponsors also for the team members, we're seeing that as well. So now the 18 members, we have a program going out where we've created the backpacks again. So Ben is working
Yay.
along. Ben Poole is working along with us to keep that tactical backpack going again. So, I mean, at the
Nice.
shows before, we had the patches and the backpacks, but I mean,
Yeah.
here's like a special kind of case to get the backpacks going. So, you got a big HVAC tactical maple leaf on top, got some 18 logos, and we have 6 sponsors that are actually backing up the team. And so, along with that,
yeah.
gives 18 members a thank you gift, hats, shirts, a hockey puck. As well, that's got an A team on it. So
Right.
that's
So
I'm
cool.
glad
Somewhere
to see more like that coming along.
back there.
We got one.
We got the OG infrared.
The OG?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love
Sitting
this
back
so
there by
much.
Jess.
Nice.
And I gotta say about the community, I obviously was not HVAC until I was HVAC, right? And I never fit in anywhere, like literally anywhere. And I was like, you know, I had a couple of friends here and there and a couple of friends in this group. There is nothing comparable to the community in this trade on social media or in general. Like it's just not comparable. You can be in any profession, any career that you want, and you'll never find a community like this one where there are just thousands of people. We're here to, you know, keep people up to correct standards. We're here to help people through phase outs and changes in the industry. We're here to walk people through new technical stuff that comes out. Like we're all in it together, and I've never seen anything like that anywhere else. And I couldn't believe it when I joined, you know, Val's trade. I'm like, this can't be, this can't be this. And it is, sure enough. It's true. And absolutely big, huge shout out to Ben Poole at HVAC Tactical. You guys, everybody here knows what Ben's, you know, done for us and where he's put us. So definitely cool. All right. So let's get down to it. What are your hobbies? Because all of us do HVAC for fun and for career, but what do you do that's not HVAC? We'll start with you, Jason.
Start with me. You know, I'm a big snowboarder in the winter. Just getting off that season now. Enjoy that.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
This rig I'm sitting in now. I got a rooftop tent on top. I got a fridge in the back. It's jacked up. I love going off-road camping. The phones don't work. Full off, no reception. I don't pay for a campsite. I go out and I find a campsite, and that's the best ever, right? And like I take my boys with me, and yeah, and they read a book because that's the only thing that's going to work for them when you're out there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's the best. So I enjoy that adventure piece of everything. So those are probably my 2 biggest. I mean, I get out hiking. I'm a bit of a cardio nut. I spend a lot of time at a HIIT gym, and like hot yoga as well. I get such a high from it. You get that dopamine burst, and
I've always wanted to try it. We don't have it around here. We don't have a single studio that offers it, but I've always wanted to. Sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's
and it like makes sense, you know. It makes sense why it would work.
Well, when you're in the gym, like when I was just doing weights, right? Like at the regular gym, I would have a lot of injuries because you tend to those big basic muscles. It's actually way better and way healthier for your life to get all that core workout. And I've also come to realize apparently I need women to yell at me to do hard work and cardio because like
accountability.
It happens to be all female trainers, and they're like, you can squat lower than that. Get your ass to the ground. I'm like standing up still, right? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And it's like flexibility sucks ass, but I mean, it's like, it's good for me, and it's like, I enjoy it actually. I love
can't
that. Get enough of it, and
I really wish we had one around here.
It's good. It's good, and like like time planks and like all this stuff you hate to do. Those are the best ones, and those. Oh,
you're hurting my stomach already.
That's for your body, though. It really is. Like bodies, all that stuff to build up your muscles slower is actually. And you guys, those of you who are new, who are in the chat to HVAC, it's not cool to lift a 200-pound boiler by yourself. It's not cool.
No.
I'm not going to
Nope.
say that you won this day if you do that by yourself. I'm not going to like praise you because you are big and strong. That is so dangerous, so bad for your muscles. If you want to impress me, come to me and tell me that you're working out outside of HVAC, and that's why you can lift that boiler. Because if not, you end up with like, steam boiler injuries.
Well, you have to listen. I've learned. I'm old enough to learn that you have to listen to your body, because those little pains, they don't go away if you keep pushing them, and they become a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like 6 months later. So like, you nurse it for a week, let it go away, and adjust, and you have one body, one life, and so absolutely, I'm all about that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Work smarter, not
training is
harder, Josh.
definitely a
You're
lot of
so
fun.
right. Josh Abraham in the chat says work smarter, not harder. And we're doing that every single day. And if you're not sure how to do something, say you do have to. We've been in situations. We were just in a situation where we had to lift a 600-pound boiler, steam boiler, by ourselves. If you're in that situation, ask for help. People have done it before and they have tips and tricks. Don't just go willy-nilly because you'll break your hands and stuff. That's what I did anyway. All right, Matt, what's your hobbies?
Is there anything hobby-wise outside of HVAC? I thought HVAC was life.
I know. I hate getting this question.
Yeah. I don't know if you can call it a hobby, a passion. We have our weekly Diagnosed with the Doc segment. A lot of my spare time is absorbed in doing HVAC-related things. So for me, this weekly segment that Jennifer's been, so nice to give me on the HVA-Chicks Coalition. It's about me giving back to the industry with, things that I know. And other things that are actually non-HVAC related, believe it or not, that I do. I love to cook. It's something that is a passion of mine. Love spending time with my family, my dog, Sherlock. If anybody's followed my Instagram page, you've seen some steak dinners that I've had with Sherlock on bachelor nights where my wife and daughter have headed out somewhere. So I treat that little guy to a good meal. And then he comes back asking for mine. Going out.
It's never enough.
No,
and traveling, never. Right, Matt?
That's how you know you're a good cook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got the pleasure of getting some travel pictures from Matt while he was away, and I was so jealous, but I was so happy that I got to see the stuff that I'll probably never see. So talk about that, Matt.
So, we do like to travel somewhere, whether it be, a different country, different province within Canada, or even within our own province of Ontario. At least once a year, my family and I will take a trip. Last summer, my daughter graduated grade 6. She's now in grade 7. So as her graduation gift, we went to Paris, France, and it was right before the Olympics. So it was very cool to, visit Paris, because I personally would have never chose that place to go to myself. But it was an absolutely phenomenal trip. And it was also very interesting to see the city get progressively shut down in preparation for the Olympics. But still got to do some things that, would never think that I'd have the opportunity to do, like hike up the Eiffel Tower. We walked so many miles and kilometers while there. And also for work. Work takes me all over my province. And so, for example, this past week, I was in an area of Ontario called Prince Edward County. And Prince Edward County has a lot of very fond memories for me, because as a child, that's where we'd go camping at Sandbanks Provincial Park. And going through, although I had a job to do, I had a compressor swap to do, and a VFD compressor I had to rip out that you can go check out the teardown video now. But once I had some free time in the county, I went and visited some stops that had some very strong, emotional ties for me, spots that I'd go to with my parents. And having lost my father, less than a year ago, it was very emotional to be able to go visit those spots. And, I'd say, hey, Dad, we're back here, remembering you, thinking of you.
Yeah. And I remember it. I remember those memories that you worked so hard to give me as a child, which is really important.
Absolutely.
I lost my mom around the same time that you lost your dad. So I remember when that happened. But yeah, that's what we do. We keep it alive. And I just want to say, like, we're all talking about our hobbies. None of these hobbies are cheap. Let me just say that. But HVAC pays for it, right? So, I mean, those of you who are in the chat or who see this later on that may be wondering if you should get into HVAC, if you have hobbies, like, yeah, it does take up a lot of your time for sure. And that's something that people are going to tell you is a negative. But also, when you do have time, it will pay for those hobbies. It will pay for those things that you want to do, like go to Paris, France, right? Like, it's a great career to have. I just really can't say enough about HVAC ever.
And that career doesn't have to be on the tools.
Yes.
Either. So, Jason is case in point of, that career within HVAC, within the HVAC world, doesn't have to be on the tools.
Yes.
Jason's running a fantastic company representing a number of very important and key HVAC suppliers and manufacturers, and also bringing us crazy influencers together as well.
Yeah, and so much more, right? And that's the thing. We do have a lot of tickets, right? Like Jason said, we have a lot of tickets in this trade, but also there are a whole lot more opportunities because of it. So pretty great.
Yeah,
to the point where I have 4 full-time jobs all in HVAC.
If I had a ticket, it would actually be carpentry, believe it or not. Like,
really?
I've built a lot. I love working with wood and building, but yeah, that's not HVAC at all, right? But then with having different manufacturers that we work with, you end up playing around with torches and things like that, and it's like you get more experience. But back to what you're saying though about the balance with hobbies and that. I mean, we all have to remember that why are we working, right? Why are we passionate about this? It's our families and our time, and if we make that time and that balance to get in the gyms, to get outdoors and spend time with your family, we're actually going to be better in the trades. We're going to be happier. We're going to have less stress, and don't grind too hard. You got to be efficient in your time and get your job done. But I think absolutely. I mean, it's really important to make time.
Absolutely. Oh, 100%. It's really hard to do too.
It is.
It's hard to remember when you're in the heat.
You have to be able to say. I actually have an issue with it. But you have to be able to say no at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
I'm learning
that
that right now too. We both are. We're not so great at that part.
Nope, they're not.
Danny's my assistant.
They're not. They're not good at saying no.
Well, I mean, I was supposed to go swap out a compressor today, and I decided to hell with it and went out to the garage and worked on my son's car with him. So
I was pretty proud about that.
I made time for it today.
Yeah, you just got to take it when you can, especially right before busy season.
Having that time with your son working on that car, those are bonding moments that you're never going to get back. Those are times that you're always going to remember, and he's going to remember as well.
Yeah.
I had a kind of. Go ahead.
He's off with got his own family now. I'm grandfather and whatnot, so I don't get to see him all that much.
Right.
I mean, I definitely would turn and do anything with any one of my kids, but as far as just looking at a job that I was supposed to get done today and being like, yeah, no, I'm not going to go do that, and I'm going to go do this, like. It was definitely one of those situations where I don't see him all the time. So when he showed up, I was like, sure, let's do this.
Yeah.
I always tell myself with, I have 2 boys and my daughter's older, but I always tell myself, eventually they may not ask you to spend time with them because they're onto their own life, just like they might be in a trade. They're busy. And so, there's been plenty of times where I've been asked, for some attention to do something. And I'm like, I got all this stress. I got this work. I got this big list. And I'm like, where's your priority? What it's about, right? So you take that time, you say yes, and you do that. And those are actually usually the coolest moments. I mean, like you said, working on the car together, you got to take those moments and you got to prioritize. Absolutely. Because, I mean, that's where your core values come in. Because your family, whether it be HVAC family, your own family, and house, it's definitely your core.
Yeah.
Josh
all right,
says
guys, let's take a break and hear from our sponsors. If you're looking for quality, high-performance HVAC installation and service, reach out to Abraham Heating and Air. You can go to their website at abrahamheatingandair.com and book an appointment online. They are one of the best companies out there. They fully support HVA-Chicks Coalition and the HVA-Chicks radio show, and they are truly the place where quality meets comfort. All right. Not so bad. Now you're on the wrong sides, but it's okay.
I know.
I'm not going to know where to look.
You
see
guys
what you
did that
did?
behind my back, didn't you?
I keep looking at the square I used to be in and go, man, who's that handsome devil over there?
Oh my god. All right. So let's get into a giveaway. So we have an HVA-Chicks swag pack that was donated by 207 Customs, our sponsor. And in honor of having the A team on here, we are going to write down everybody in the chat and we're going to give away a HVA-Chicks and Skillcat swag pack. And one of the members of the A team that's on the show tonight is going to pick the winner. So just remember that if you're here at the end of the show, you will go into the drawing. So reason to stay. It's good stuff. All right. So what about as far as equipment goes? So let's go with what's your favorite type of equipment to work on and why? Let's go, Maddie.
Well, I work for a manufacturer rep. So the equipment that I work on is, very selective. They're a boutique style HVAC rep firm, equipment rep firm. Yeah. So I work a lot on AON products, a lot on those, a lot on Ceresco pool dehumidifiers, and also Condair humidifiers and dehumidifiers. And there is a number of other product lines they rep. Out of all of them, I'd probably say I get the most enjoyment out of working on AONs, and close second would be Ceresco after that.
Absolutely. And you guys that don't know, Maddie is our AON tech support for the HVA-Chicks Coalition tech support line. Which is
that
really
I am. May not always have the answer.
A couple of weeks ago, I had a call about an AON, and I'm staring at a wall of wires, and I'm like, I have no idea. Here's Maddie's number.
We did get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
I may not always have the answer, but I know the people at the company to get me the answer. So if I can't immediately get you the answer, I have resources to get you an answer for you.
Yep. And that's
one thing to
networking.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
one thing to also note with that product line, they've recently made a change to their actual tech support system. So for about probably a year, they had a policy where they would not provide tech support for products over 5 years of age unless you worked for a rep firm. So then people that weren't at the rep firms had to end up calling the rep firms for tech support on the product line. They've recently done away with that. So regardless of the age of an AON appliance, they've now gone back to what they were previously doing, and their entire tech support group will give you support regardless of the age of the appliance. So you can reach out directly to the manufacturer for support. You can reach out to me as well. And if you know any AON techs from your local rep firms, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to also give you a lending hand.
Absolutely. And you will need a hand. I promise.
It's like a bike. Once you ride on it enough, you know what you're doing.
Oh, okay. I think it's more like electricity. Once you ride on it enough, it doesn't hurt so bad.
I don't know. I've taken a few nasty hits. It's not nice.
I know it.
I was gonna say I don't think that ride ever gets better.
No.
No.
All right, Jason, what do you got? What's your favorite equipment to work on and why?
Okay, well, I'm a leader of a sales team, so I'd have to choose one of the manufacturer sponsors from the backpacks because I happen to have had to sell it at one point and I understand it. So Fresher EV sponsored the backpack, and definitely it was really interesting during COVID. All of a sudden in 2019, you're your best friend to everyone. All of a sudden indoor air quality became a thing, and it got really technical, and we had a big opportunity to understand it, and I was selling then too, and so definitely that indoor air quality piece and healthy homes and cleaning the air and understanding how the UV works and how the process with like carbon filters, taking out the VOCs out there. I really enjoyed that. It got very technical, and I feel really comfortable with it because I was kind of thrown into the dog. All of a sudden, I'm standing in front of the room. I mean, I love it when you say about, I don't know the answer to everything, but I'll get you the answer. I learned the hard way when I started trying to answer, and I always tell sales guys that too. It's like, don't try to answer if you don't know. Just
Once
be
it's
the
out of your
guy
mouth,
or
it's
girl
there.
takes a note and gets that answer, because the worst thing is when you're speaking in front of an engineer and you give the wrong, you think you know the answer but you're not sure, right? But it was incredibly interesting to understand and learn the whole the whole indoor air quality building envelope, and so that would be my choice. And shout out to Fresh Air UV for sponsoring the backpacks.
Also,
Absolutely.
big shout out to Aaron Engel at Fresh Air UV. Aaron does a fantastic job, educating people about their products, and absolutely stand-up guy.
That's great. We
Absolutely.
should have him on. I'd love to have him on. If you guys can connect me with him, that'd be great.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Definitely. Aaron's a great one to geek out with. I was with him in Montreal last week, the MCE show, and we did a video together, and he was wearing the A-Team shirt, so he's another honorary member of the A-Team. And really, I mean, this is someone that goes to the ASHRAE events, that flies around US and Canada, and has been beating that drum for a while now, that you got to care about the air. You're breathing it, and you have to have the right products, and it's what you don't see. And it's like, if a lot of people think they wake up in the morning with like a runny nose or congested, and they don't realize what it is. I mean, you got tight buildings, you keep all your windows closed, they're getting tighter and tighter, and you're recirculating air. If you're not cleaning it, you're just breathing in all that dust, and actually a lot of people find that they wake up with a fresher breath of air, literally, like they can breathe in the morning just by taking care of that air. And
if you're not using the right product too, right? So if you're using the wrong product and it's an ozone creator, and it's mixing with the scents in your house to create formaldehyde or carcinogens, then you're waking up every day feeling like crap while treating your air. So knowing about it, learning about it, and then being able to teach other people about it it's definitely a cool thing to geek out on. I'll give you that. I love the indoor air quality and the fact that we did not think about it before COVID. I mean, there were companies that were very niche that were like, we can come up with a plan for your home and like whatever. But before COVID, it was like separate from the HVAC world. And now it's married, which I love. It's necessary.
Well, what are those VOCs doing to your body? It's never mind this congestion. I mean, like it's just like, what you're breathing and you're actually absorbing as well. Yeah. And so it's another thing that you can't see, you can't smell it, but you definitely feel better if you eliminate it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, on average, people spend roughly 70 to 80% of their time indoors. So making sure that indoor air quality is actually as good as possible, using the proper products to do so, not just putting in any random product, actually putting in the research to make sure you get the proper product, and also the proper solutions to your IAQ needs. So anybody that really wants to dive into IEQ and is looking for a good resource within the social media community, I highly recommend that you go check out Tim D'Astacio's page, because Tim is a absolute beast when it comes to IAQ.
Over here, for sure. Yeah,
he will teach you everything you want to know for 4 quarters a day.
Yep, 4 quarters a day. That's all it takes, right, Timmy boy? Yeah, we love Tim over here. Tim is definitely one of my mentors as far as the design side goes. But yeah, we're learning about how units. I have Steve Rogers from the Energy Conservatory. His brother had an oversized system at his house in Boston. Steve sent us down to run Manual J on that system. We removed an entire system, essentially. It was 2 tons oversized. So we removed an entire system out of the equation. Wow. And these people didn't know they were sick before. And now they wake up every day like, I didn't even realize that I felt like crap every day, but I feel so good now I realize it. And like the dust in their house, she's like, I used to walk up to something right after I dusted it and there would be dust settling. Like she's like, I don't have any of that. Even just sizing your system properly. Like there are so many things that go into indoor air quality, and it's so married with HVAC. So for us to have not known that until, we're making up for lost time. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's also married to plumbing as well.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of IAQ products that are critical to have proper plumbing and proper plumbing treatments in place. So, for example, steam humidifiers or even just your regular conventional bypass humidifiers, there is a lot that you can do with those systems to ensure that they're giving you proper IEQ within your home without it actually causing any issues. And also within industrial applications as well. So a product that I work on from time to time is basically like an industrial mister. So it's an adiabatic humidification system. So if you ever go to like a theme park and you see like mist sprayers, it's kind of similar to that. However, there is a lot more safety measures in place to make sure that the water that is being misted doesn't have any bacterial growth in it, because there's a lot of harm you can do to people without proper water treatment in their humidification system if it's that style.
Definitely.
Yeah. And like just neutralizing our condensate, right, on any unit. Like that matters so much, and people just don't realize it. They don't realize that, it could be a danger. This is a really great question from Osvaldo. He is one of our students from, is it Barbados, Osvaldo? I can't remember. He's one of our international students, but he would like to know what would be a recommendation for seagrass smell on the coastlines. This is a really great question. First, I would like Maddie, if you could plug that product, that spray that you put on the coils and on the boards and stuff on the coastline, because that saved my life.
So there are a number of manufacturers that make a aerosol spray to protect coils, PCBs, programmable control boards, programmable logic boards from deterioration, rust, and corrosion. And
from the salt.
Yep, from salt, from all sorts of nasty stuff. The one that I use when I can get it.
For water quality.
Yep.
Perhaps. That was what I came to Maddie for. I was like, I got fluoride eating my coils, man. What do I use?
Yep. So AC Products USA has an aerosol spray. You can also order it in a paint-on liquid form for large applications. And it was initially designed to, help products from rotting out down in the Caribbean and also within, areas like Florida or like Maine. Right. Awesome product. Now that does not address the product of odors. Now, I unfortunately don't know of any product that's really going to help neutralize, seagrass smell. One thing that might help out would be to look into different forms of carbon filters that might help out in capturing that odor, capturing that VOC, and preventing it from infiltrating into a building or into a space. So proper filtration will go a long way to help out with that, hopefully.
Absolutely. I would pair those two products, Oz. I would spray those coils down so that you're not holding on to any of that odor-causing bacteria, and that it's easily sprayed off of the coils during maintenance. And then I would probably do maintenance quarterly on a unit like that. I feel like just because I don't want it to be gathering bacteria and be smelly. But those are the best things.
If you are having any of that bacterial growth on coils, and it's in an air conditioning mode, water from that bacterial growth off the coil is going to drop down into your evaporator pan, which will sit. They're eventually draining out. Yeah. Now, one thing to help out with eliminating any bacterial growth in those pans would be to get Viper pan and drain treatment. So Refrigeration Technologies Viper pan and drain treatment has biological enzymes in it that it's going to break down those biological contaminants within your evaporator pan. So if you want to learn more about that, absolutely naturally, reach out to Becca and Ash, and they'll fill you in on just the awesome product line that they have and the different things that can help out with that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're a big friend of Viper over here. All right. Horosite is what we use. HVAC teacher says. Thank you for that. Can you steam clean an indoor coil? An indoor, I think that means residential coil. And then what tools do it? You can, but don't, because there's no reason to. That's my answer anyway. What do you guys got?
Well, I mean, I guess it would have to depend on like exactly how bad it was and what kind of stuff was on the coil that need to be steam cleaned.
Yeah, but I just feel like instead of steam, I would use a degreaser.
I mean, if you work in a lot of grow rooms or something like that, where like weed particles get stuck to the coils, then yeah, I would use a steam cleaner to help get that off. I don't think it would hurt it.
Yeah, I would still use a degreaser just because weed crystals are really hard to get off. For those of you who work in grow rooms, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I think
I'm gonna.
Tom points out a good one too, though. Anybody that's got like any kind of chemical sensitivity, you might be better off using like a steam cleaner or anything like that.
That's very true. Thanks, Tom.
You could use Viper aerosol. That's food
that's
grade
what I use
safe.
for everything.
Yeah.
So that's not going to cause any chemical reaction to anybody. It's food grade. It's safe. It's just going to break down anything on a coil and pull it right off.
I promise it won't cause any reactions. I once ate it on French toast.
I heard it was a little spicy.
It was a little spicy. I'll say that.
Oh, God.
Oh, the things I do for John Pastorello.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to break for commercial real quick. I'm going to try this. Danny, you with me?
Yep.
Want to kill 99.9% of contagions in commercial and residential spaces without creating ozone? Check out the Air Shield by Revive Air. Thank you, Revive Air, for supporting the HVA-Chicks radio show. Ta-da! I figured that was a good time for an IAQ one. You guys, if you are looking for a residential or commercial solution in duct, go with the Plasma Beam Zippy Zappy Air Shield because it's way cool. It literally zaps all the shit out of the air. But it's really good for makeup air units. I just wanted to plug that on this episode because I probably won't have Revive Air on again for a while. But if you use the Revive Air Shield, put it in a makeup air unit because it zaps all that nasty crud that comes in from outside. All right, let's go to the chat.
Are we going to trademark that, Jen?
Trademark what?
Are we going to trademark that? Zippy zappy the shit out of your air?
That's a good line.
My sponsors hire me for this reason.
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, if Ash is trademarked, go sell some shit. Why not Zippy zap some shit out of the air?
Exactly. Worse has happened. All right, you guys. What are the other events that you guys have coming up, and what is the rest of 2025 look like for the A team?
I'm gonna let Jason
busy
that way. Let him tackle that one.
Don't remind me.
Absolutely. You know, there is some shows in the fall that haven't been confirmed or not. It's about collaboration with Terrence and Impetus Media. We'll see where that lands. Because I mean, we're all about collaboration, right? But I mean, we're working now for Empower in January of next year, and in Montreal. And that's going to be a big show. There's also CMPX is another big show. So those two I can talk about. There's more in the books, but the biggest part to the whole thing is we're actually building the van. We're building the van. We're going to have it in shows, and we're building the van not just a basic van. It's going to be a van you're going to want to get a selfie with. It's just going to be over the top and so fun. And it's like, you can get the shot behind the wheel too, right? And you can beside it. So so soon to be inside shows. Definitely the social hub at CMPX is gonna be a big one because the van's gonna be in there, along with all the other A-team members. And I said about Terrence is a big part of that as well, and also Ben Poole is involved in that as well. And so we're having monthly meetings with CMPX. Bianca, shout out to her as well.
Yeah.
So that's definitely coming up. That's the big one on the books. There's a couple more that I can't say they're confirmed yet. But like I said, I mean, we're potentially at 5 supported shows where we're getting the space. I mean, this is a nonprofit group, right? I mean, our company, it's
everything's only
volunteer.
cost to us. Everyone's cost their time. And so whenever we have shows or manufacturers supporting us, we really appreciate it. And I also wanted to segue, because one thing we didn't talk about is women in HVAC. Next week on Tuesday, they're going to be right beside us as part of the social hub. And they have the best synergy with the A team. I mean,
Is
we
that
got
the Canadian
group,
branch? Yeah,
Canadian, you got it.
I've heard they're great.
And it's a perfect mix. I mean, we have some cross from members as well. Like I mentioned, Shannon, Jessica Bannister as well. And so we really plan to be working alongside each other more and more. There's a lot of events, whether it be ASHRAE, whether it be HRI, there's to name a few. But there's definitely more opportunities to work together and share booths and have a lot of fun.
One that we've been a part of for, what's it now, at least 3 years, that hopefully we'll continue doing, will be the Noble Fall Trade Show. That's always a fun trade show to get together and spend some time with. We'll see if everything stars align and we're at that one yet again. That's going to be in Jason and Simgay's realm to make sure that that happens or doesn't happen.
We're grinding. We're flying out and talking to the people and making things happen. And I'm telling you, it's going to be what we don't do, not what we're doing.
Yeah.
This has got so much momentum this year, and I'm really excited for the team.
Well, I hope you guys know that HVA-Chicks is here to help. If you guys need anything from us, any networking of any kind, you let us know. We got it. We got you for sure.
It's happening right now, and I'm so appreciated for the show. I mean, being invited, I'm honored.
We're the appreciative ones for this one.
No, this is great. This is great. Getting the word out, this piece is a big part, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Anytime. All right. So I am going to I just make sure nobody just joined. All right. I'm going to, what? I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to have each of you choose a number between 1 and 7.
Who? Each of who?
Each Matt and Jason.
All right.
Okay. 7.
Okay.
3.
All right. And Jason. 1 or 2?
2.
All right, Jamie, you're the winner of the HVA-Chicks swag pack. So make sure that this is HVAC Mom, you guys, from TikTok. If you don't follow her, go follow her. But Jamie, text me and give me your address, and we'll ship that out to you. You get an HVA-Chicks t-shirt, a Skillcat t-shirt, and a Skillcat hat, and some stickers. Thank you guys for that. This is our first giveaway on the show, so I was really happy to do it with the A-team.
I was wondering where you were going yourself over there. I
was like thinking I'm doing a magic trick.
Not only first podcast for Jason, first time picking an HVA-Chicks giveaway winner.
That's right.
Yeah, right on.
Awesome stuff.
Got to do that. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. If you could plug one thing, and only that one thing would make it absolutely everywhere, what would that one thing be?
Matt?
Do I have to say?
I'm asking for a reason, so just keep that in mind.
If I could plug one thing.
Like if you could only choose one of your projects to make sure everybody in the industry knows about it. Like absolutely knows about it. Whether it be a show, an event, an appearance, something that you're doing.
It would absolutely have to be CMPX for us, because we're doing a huge social hub piece there, and that's our biggest show. Absolutely.
Jason, can you tell them what CMPX is for those who don't know, because it's a Canadian thing?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. So in Canada. In Canada, we have regional shows. Like last week, I was in Montreal, for example. There's a show that's like in the fall in the Western Canada. They bounce around a little bit, but the main Canadian show, which is a combination of HVAC and plumbing and some hydronics. And now actually they're introducing electrical as well. But that
Yeah, I
happens
saw
once.
that.
That happens every second year in Canada. And so that's actually coming in the fall of next year. And so that tends to happen in Toronto as well. And that's what CMPX is. So we're every 2 year, and it's the biggest, baddest show in Canada. So be there.
It's our version of AHR.
Yes.
It's
So those of you
much
who haven't
smaller.
been to AHR but live maybe closer to Canada than you do the AHR venues, that's your chance. I'm going to try to make it to the MPX this year. So I really
love
want
to
to
have you up here.
band.
Yeah, I want a picture of the thing.
You know
You
what's
better be bringing
interesting?
Val as well.
You are?
Yeah,
When is that?
Danny.
Next year in February.
Danny has to travel with me, so I just make the shit up, and he's like, "Where are we going? What are we doing?"
February
what's
next year?
interesting?
2026?
You got it.
It's
When you talk to
2026, right?
manufacturers,
Yeah.
and you got it. Yeah. So when you talk to manufacturers and you talk to, you look at sales in Canada population versus US, the 10% rule works fairly well,
Yeah.
fairly loosely. So if you think about CMPX and you think about 10% of what AHR is, but even better, I was talking to manufacturers in China last week, and they're at a show, and they said that it's AHR is 10% of the show they're at, and they go
Holy
to AHR
shit.
every year. How big is that?
I
So
can't even
they-
imagine.
Brad
Can you
was just
imagine
at that event, and he said it made AHR look tiny.
And AHR is
Wow.
like
My
I've
legs
never
are too
walked it.
short for this.
I've never walked AHR. Like it's so big, and so this like it's 2 weeks is what they do, to get through the
Yeah,
one in
that
China.
would make sense.
Like that's incredible.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it though, like we don't have enough days for AHR, I feel like. But also like
Nope.
this year we taught at the symposium. We taught the first boiler class at the HVAC school symposium this year, and that was the week before AHR, also in Orlando. So we were down there already by the time AHR started for 5 days. By the time AHR started, we're all dead. I'm gonna sit here with my coffee, and y'all can come to me.
Right. Well, it doesn't help that we're going out for some pops in the evening too, and we're at different influencer events or different meets, and and then I find by day 3, my issue is, do I have a voice? Because you're just talking.
No, I never.
Yeah.
Right.
I lose at every event. Always
Every
happen.
time.
It can't be any worse than CMPX 2020 when you had Wild Wade burning the carpet, and his voice was gone after day 1.
It was.
Mine was at AHR this past year.
He was down to a squeak. I know what you're talking about. Actually, Sean from Takeo Comfort last week in Montreal, like he worked so hard, and by second day, same problem, right?
Yeah.
I get that.
You know what it is? It's that we're HVAC techs. Like we don't talk during like the normal year, and then we go do all of our talking at AHR or CMPX
in one big session.
in one day. And then Ben puts us on the stage.
Right?
That was my problem last year. I got to meet Dan Holohan at AHR. So I was like fangirling, like, they did over the Beatles in the 60s. I'm fangirling over Dan Holohan. And then Ben's like, we're going to do Lady of the Trade first. I'm like, shit. I have no voice already. And the teleprompter issue.
All right.
But it was a good show. You guys who haven't been to the HVAC Tactical Awards, go. I'm on the committee for this coming year. I'm really excited about that. So I won 2 years ago. I won the award, and then now I'm on the committee. So you guys, the sky's the limit. Like you can do this in a year. You can do it in 2 years. You can do it in 5 years if you want to. But it's great.
Wasn't that 360 camera fun?
I didn't get to do it.
Oh my God. I saw the best
it.
videos from that. Man, people were just, that 360 you're doing this?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Leilani Orr got like 20 videos with everybody. And I came in, she's like, you missed the 360 cam.
And GE Appliance was smart to sponsor that because their logo was on every single video.
Every picture.
And every single person would want to post that. I mean, it's
Yep.
beyond smart. That got some traction. I love it.
Absolutely. Especially with the crowd, with the audience, right? Like we're all social media content creators. I was like literally so smart.
Well, how often do you wear a tux too? Like you want those cool videos, right? Or the nice dresses. I mean, everyone's looking fine, right? You got to get that content. It was
It is
fun.
definitely our night. You guys, if you haven't been, it might sound cheesy or whatever, but I promise you, it's just so far from it. It's just so awesome. You get to be with all your friends, all dressed up, taking pictures, red carpet, open bar. Like, there's just nothing better. It's my favorite night of the year by far.
Real good time.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, where can everybody find you before we cut to a commercial and our outro? Because it's already been an hour, which we need 4 episodes with the A-Team. Obviously, you guys are gonna have to come back in 2 weeks.
Happy to come
where
back
can everybody
anytime.
find you to follow, and how can they support?
Yeah, I'll
There's-
let Jason
there's definitely a
tackle
lot
us
of members.
first.
There's definitely a lot of members you can have on your show. I would definitely say, okay, let's get the other members, get them a chance to get the voice. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely. Currently, A-Team Social is being posted on Infrair HVAC. So at Infrair HVAC and also Infrair's website, there's a dedicated A-Team page. But there's in the process of having a devoted website and Instagram to break that off. This is also
That'd
the
be
year
great.
that we've separated the brand a bit, so it's just purely A-Team, and it's just grown to that point now. It's a natural transition. So yeah, so at Infrair HVAC is the Instagram follow, and if you want to learn more about the team and see the team, go to infrair.ca/A-Team and check it out. So that's EH-team.
Awesome. I'm getting it in the chat. It's infrared hyphen.
Infrair, so 2 A's and then
Infrair.
air.
I was gonna say, I don't
Infra-
think.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
say
I thought it was. I didn't think you were tagging your own page there for a second.
Infrair. So you got
Okay.
infra and then second A and then air and then .ca and /A-Team, so EH-TEAM.
All right. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And like, I'm really serious when I say we need 1,000 ATM episodes, because there's you guys, each one of you are doing so much for this industry individually. And then to just put you all in a group is just massive. It's probably the single most important thing to bringing new technicians into our dying trade. So we have to save it. And you guys are like on the front line. So thank you for everything that you guys do too. And if we can ever help here, just ask.
Definitely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We will see you next week on the HVA-Chicks radio show. And I can't remove myself. Cielo Wi-Fi thermostats are the HVA-Chicks choice for all your mini split and conventional split needs. If you're not sure which Wi-Fi thermostat to choose Cielo.